Today I'm going to show you how to graph 4 times 2 to the x power, which is an exponential function. The first thing we notice is that we do have a 4, which represents a stretch by a factor of 4, which affects our y values. So we begin by placing -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 in the x column, and then we do the next thing, which is stretching by 4, which is placing factors of 4 in the y column and multiplying those by 2 to the power of whatever x is. So 2 to the -2 power is squaring 2 and then writing its reciprocal, which is 1 over 4. 1 over 4. Then we have 2 to the -1 power, which is 1 over 2. 2 to the 0 power is 1. 2 to the 1 power is 2. And 2 squared is 4. And we evaluate those. And we don't need our calculators. This would be 1. This is 2. This is 4, 8, and 16. And then we create a scale on our XY coordinate plane. I'm just going to count by ones, but when I write the scale, I'm going to skip every other one so that it doesn't get so crowded. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and 2, 4, 6, 8. And we can then assume that the rest of the x-axis is also counting by ones, and the rest of the y-axis is also counting by ones. And you should not have a different scale for different parts of the x-axis and different parts of the y-axis. They should stay the same on both sides. Okay, so then we start plotting our points. So -2, 1. -1, 2. 0, 4, which is our y-intercept. 1, 8. And 2, 16 does not fit on this particular graph, which is okay because I have these other points and I know what the graph looks like. The next thing I notice is that the horizontal asymptote is the y equals 0, which is the x-axis. The only thing that changes that is shifting the graph up and down, which this graph does not do. So I'm going to draw the graph without touching the x-axis, getting very close to it, but not touching it. And then I graph the rest of my points, trying to make a nice smooth curve. And so that's my graph, and then I go over it and touch it up. And then I write the domain. So the domain for an exponential function is always all real numbers. And the range, because the horizontal asymptote is the x-axis, would be all the numbers that are y that are greater than 0, not equal to it, because it'll never be 0. It'll get very close, but it'll never become 0. And this is the graph of y equals 4 times 2 to the x power.